You know what? I want to start this off by saying, screw online dating. Everything about it. It's garbage. Snapchat, trash. Dating apps, terrible. It's all rigged. And it's not worth time, I don't think. In my personal opinion. My experiences from what I've done in my life, I feel like from doing all my snap game as opposed to talking to girls in real life and actually, approaching girls in real life and creating great connections with women in real life. I picked that over snap game any day of the week. Even when my snap game was immaculate or whatever dating, whatever game apps, whatever those are. I don't know, whatever you use. I'm just using Snapchat because it's easy to say. But whatever you use, whatever that online game is, I feel like it's just even when you do get it, it's like, I mean, it's all right, but it's much harder to actually. You have to put a lot of effort in. It's rigged, obviously. I've said that in a few of my videos. If if you're one of my millions of fans, you know that like I preach that where Snap Game or a Hinge, Bumble, I don't know, whatever the dating apps are, all that is a bunch of trash because it's just ridiculously hard to get any results on it because you're a little fish in a small pond. When it's, you in person, you and this girl can, or whatever you are, whoever you are watching this, you and whoever it is, you get to create that, one-to-one connection, which is, it's a lot cooler. And I feel like too, when you do it in person, it's so much more like legendary. When you approach a girl or guy or whatever in person, it's like the amount of like accomplishment you could feel after that because it's scary to do, especially if you never do it. It's scary to go up to someone, especially I don't know, wherever you're at, work, school, whatever. If you approach that person and you start talking to them, I feel like your chances of success are through the roof. And this is all a lot easier said than done. You're not going to be able to, magically learn the power to approach a girl or whatever by watching a video like this. If you want to do that, you just kind of have to man up and go at it. There's no amount of videos will teach you any of that. And I also feel like with the snap game, you're trying to like optimize your looks and status and stuff. And I've noticed in person, like a lot of guys, they don't have very much status. They're not even that good looking, but they're doing something right. Like you don't, if you do, talk to are friends with this person in real life or whatever, you have connections with them in real life, it just outweighs the online stuff so much. Now, obviously, this is a lot easier said than done for most people, but once you start doing it, it gets a lot easier. Now, I would say when you also get rid of that snap game nonsense, I feel like then, you actually, if you're looking for, something long term on the longer end, I feel like you have a better shot of finding it in person. Like a girl who you never see in person, it's probably not going to go very well from personal experience. I feel like, and a lot of people I know, I feel like I don't know very much people who use whatever the dating apps to actually find people they like or they fall in love with and create these great long relationships with. I feel like it's usually through in person or because if you're seeing them naturally every day, then you know that it feels like it's natural that you guys are, and that's the best. I feel like that's a great feeling, and that's why doing stuff in person is also so great because there's a natural feeling to it for both parties when you're doing it through whatever app, the dating apps. When one party's trying to riz up the other to do something, I feel like the party that's being pursued, it's just a total power imbalance, and it doesn't feel right most of the time. I feel like also too when you do it in person, you get that if you shoot it and it goes in, that's great. And if you miss too, that's a terrible feeling in person. It is so bad when you get brutally rejected by someone. It sucks, but there's the really bad and then there's really good. So it's both ways. And I feel like if you get brutally rejected through one of your dating apps or whatever, doesn't matter. You just keep shooting, But I feel like, you know what I'm going to say? I think that all that short-term stuff, I think it's garbage. If you've done it, if you've had it, I feel like it's not fulfilling and it's a lot better to create long-lasting, friendships. This is just my personal opinion. Long-lasting, relationships and stuff, all in a natural sense in person. Also, when you are, let's say, not talking them through on social media at all, that tension that gets created, there's always, excitement. Well, for me at least, when I see, when I've had experiences like this in the past, I'm always excited. I'm always so excited to see this person in person. And it's all natural too. We don't not planned, just naturally seeing them. On top of that, I feel like Snap Game or Hinge, I think that's a dating app, right? Tinder, yeah, I don't know. I don't use it. But I feel like that's the easy way out. That is so much less scary. It's so much less scary to, do all these matches or ads or, I don't know, text all these people who you've never seen. Because you could just hide behind your phone. It's an easy way out. I feel like it's a scared way out. And I feel like you are not going to get rewarded for that. Even if you do, wildly succeed, it's not going to be, all that. I mean, sure, it'll be awesome. But I feel like it'd be even cooler if you were to do this through person when there's all that, there's way more, it's just one-on-one, person-to-person, real conversation. And you will not find your wife or husband or whatever it is through your phone, in my opinion. I feel like you want to, if you watch rom-coms or whatever, it's like, well, what's the movie with Sydney Sweeney and anyone but you? You gotta, never mind. I'm not very good at this. Jump off a moving train or whatever. Yeah, that. Like, you gotta, for it to be like an awesome love story, if you want some awesome love like that, some like movie, rom-com, love story like that, if that's what you're craving, you gotta do some stuff for, to start it. You're not gonna get that by, do these people in the movies ever, go on their phone and find the person through Snapchat? Hell no. They do it. They talk to them in person. That's where that real connection can be built. That's where all the tension and those great love stories can happen. If if you're desiring to have movie love or whatever, like whatever that is, then it's possible. If you can dream it, you can believe it. And there's a lot of people out there who I guarantee have stories like that. So, I mean, it is possible. You just need to do it in person. Go up to her, go up to him, go up to whatever it is. Go up to them in person. Shoot your shot.